Hi United fans. Manchester United are continuing their preparations in Ireland. And there is plenty to talk about from the latest training session at the club's pre-season camp. With Wednesday night's meeting with Leeds United at Croke Park getting closer, Michael Carrick and his coaching staff are stepping up the intensity as the Reds look to build momentum, sharpen their tactical identity, and make sure the squad is physically ready for the challenges ahead. United are currently based at the Carton House complex just outside Dublin, and the atmosphere around the camp is becoming increasingly interesting, especially with Marcus Rashford now fully integrated back into the group. The biggest talking point from the latest session is, without doubt, Marcus Rashford. After returning from his post-World Cup break and his loan spell at Barcelona, Rashford is now back working with his Manchester United teammates and is being given the opportunity to fight for his place under Michael Carrick. The forward has also been handed the number 14 shirt, which many supporters will see as another indication that the club are prepared to give him a fresh opportunity to rebuild his Manchester United career. For Rashford, this is a massive moment. There is no hiding from the fact that his future has been one of the biggest talking points surrounding the club. But now the situation appears to be much clearer. He is back in training, he is with the squad, and he has the chance to prove himself on the pitch. And what a chance it is. If Rashford can rediscover his confidence, his explosiveness, and that ruthless finishing ability that Manchester United supporters know he possesses, could this become one of the most interesting stories of the entire season? Can Michael Carrick get the best out of him? Could we see the Rashford who once terrified Premier League defenders, with his pace, direct running and movement in behind? These are the questions every United fan will be asking. The training programme at Carton House has also been intense. United's players have been going through a carefully structured, multi-stage session designed to improve both physical condition and tactical sharpness. The work begins indoors with gym-based exercises, where the players focus on core stability, muscle activation, strength, and maintaining the fitness levels required for the new campaign. This is particularly important during pre-season because the coaching staff are not simply trying to make the players fit. They are building the physical foundation that will allow them to cope with the demands of a long Premier League season. Once the gym work is completed, the players move outside onto the grass, where the intensity increases considerably. Carrick and his coaching staff have been working on tactical drills, quick passing combinations, movement patterns, and rapid shooting exercises. There has also been significant attention given to set-piece routines, including corner blocking systems and defensive organisation. These details might not always make the headlines, but they can make a huge difference during a competitive season. Manchester United cannot afford to concede cheap goals from corners or lose concentration during defensive set pieces, particularly against physical Premier League opponents. And that is especially relevant with Leeds United waiting at Croke Park. Leeds are expected to bring energy, aggression, and intensity. So this friendly represents another useful test for Carrick's squad. Pre-season results are obviously not the most important thing, but performances, fitness levels, tactical understanding, and individual development certainly matter. United need to use these matches to build the foundations for the campaign ahead. Another positive development from the session concerns Matthijs de Ligt. The Dutch defender took part in the opening 15 minutes of training alongside his teammates before moving away to complete individual recovery exercises. It is encouraging to see de Ligt back involved with the group, even if his workload is still being carefully managed. The club will clearly have no interest in rushing him back before he is completely ready. For a player of his importance, a controlled return is the sensible approach. United fans will naturally be watching de Ligt closely, because defensive stability is going to be crucial this season. The Reds need their centre-backs fit, confident and available, particularly if Carrick wants to build a team capable of competing consistently at the highest level. Seeing de Ligt back on the grass, even for a short period, is therefore a welcome sight.
Kobbie Mainoo is also continuing his work with the group, while Matheus Cunha and Senna Lammens are among the players putting in the hard yards
during the Ireland camp. These sessions are important for everyone because Carrick is not simply preparing 11 players for one friendly. He is trying to create competition throughout the squad. Every training session gives players an opportunity to impress, establish themselves in the manager's plans, and potentially force their way into the starting 11. For Marcus Rashford in particular, the next few days could be hugely important. Training is one thing, but playing against Leeds would provide an entirely different test. If Carrick decides to give him minutes at Croke Park, supporters will be watching every movement, every run, every touch, and, most importantly, his overall body language. Does he look hungry? Does he look sharp? Does he look determined to fight for his place? Those are the signs United fans will want to see. Personally, I think giving Rashford a genuine opportunity could be one of the most fascinating decisions of Carrick's reign. If the manager believes he can get the best out of him, then there is no reason why Rashford cannot become a valuable player again. Manchester United already know what he can do at his best. The challenge is getting that level of performance consistently. Meanwhile, Manchester United remain very active behind the scenes in the transfer market. The latest reports suggest that the Reds have re-entered the race for Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton, with Chelsea and another top club also showing interest. Wharton is a player who has attracted considerable attention because of his technical ability, composure, and potential. And United's interest suggests the recruitment team are still looking at ways to strengthen the midfield for both the present and the future. Would Wharton be a good signing for Manchester United? That is another interesting question. United already have several midfield options, but the demands of a full Premier League campaign mean depth is absolutely essential. If the club believe Wharton has the qualities to become an elite midfielder, then investing in a young player now could potentially pay dividends for years to come. But midfield is not the only area United are looking at. The club are still active in the market, and a new left-back or left-wing-back has reportedly become a priority. Lewis Hall has been heavily discussed, but Newcastle United currently do not want to sell, meaning United are exploring alternatives across different leagues, including younger players who could become long-term solutions. Jorge Salinas is one of the players who has reportedly been offered to Manchester United, although he is clearly not the only option being considered. This is important because United supporters should not expect the club to simply give up if Newcastle refuse to negotiate over Hall. Recruitment is about having multiple options, and the club appear to be exploring the market rather than becoming completely dependent on one target. In my opinion, strengthening the left side makes sense. Manchester United need competition and quality in that position, and the modern game demands fullbacks who can contribute both defensively and offensively. Carrick needs players capable of providing width, supporting attacks, defending transitions, and maintaining intensity throughout the match. If United can find a young, hungry left-back with the potential to develop into a long-term starter, that could be a very smart piece of business. There is also an update on Aurélien Tchouaméni, although this one appears to be moving further away from Manchester United. United considered Tchouaméni during May and June, and reportedly viewed him as a dream target. But the midfielder always wanted to remain in Madrid. With his new contract now in place, a move looks increasingly difficult, if not practically impossible. That is disappointing for supporters who would have loved to see Tchouaméni at Old Trafford. But sometimes you simply have to move on. Manchester United cannot waste an entire summer chasing a player who has made it clear that his priority is to stay where he is. The recruitment team must continue searching for alternatives who actually want to wear the famous red shirt. And that brings us back to the bigger picture. Manchester United are preparing on the pitch while continuing to work aggressively off it. Carrick is trying to build the team at Carton House. Players are fighting for places.
Rashford is attempting to restart his United story. De Ligt is working his way back to full fitness, and the recruitment department continues to explore midfield and defensive options. The Leeds United friendly now provides another opportunity for the squad to show progress. It will be interesting to see how Carrick approaches the game, how many minutes Rashford receives, and whether De Ligt's recovery continues smoothly. The result itself will not define United's season, but the performance can tell us plenty about where this squad currently stands.